Good evening, everyone, to our continuous progress information session. I'm Karen Bergman, the principal at Countryside Elementary, and my lovely colleague who's here with me tonight is...
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Mahoney. I'm the principal at Highlands Elementary School.
Our session tonight is going to give parents information about continuous progress, which is what we call a choice program here in the district. It is a multi-age program, essentially, but so many different facets to it. There are programs at both Countryside and Highlands, a few differences between the two, but much more in similarities. So we will go through some information and find some time at the end when we are together on December 8th to do some question and answer related to continuous progress.
Great.
Katie, you want to take that first slide?
Yes, if I can figure out how to maneuver it. Oh, it worked. Okay.
Yay.
So continuous progress is not a new program in Edina. It has been here for 30 years as an alternative program. We are Edina to have these different programs for families to choose from. The pillars of continuous progress are multi-age, family-like classroom design. We'll talk more about that, but basically, we have multi-age students in every homeroom, and then also in the family, so the intermediate and the primary classroom. It's based on the priority of long-term relationships between the teacher, the parents, and the child. We pride ourselves on being able to be innovative and to personalize instruction based off of these relationships that we have with students. And then continuity is another pillar of our program. We really do not have the same kind of transitions that you would see in other typical elementary programming, which really can help students who struggle with transitions. So let's keep going, Karen.
Sounds good. So Katie had mentioned that one of the things that happens is that we are in that family atmosphere, and that is not only the students and families who are a part of the program team, and the plus here is that they team together, they partner together in all that they do, whether it is direct instruction or some of the more social emotional learning activities or focus areas that the teachers are doing. So each one of the classes or each one of the groups includes 2 teachers, and then typically 1 or sometimes more paraprofessionals in each one of the families. And a paraprofessional, for those of you not familiar with teacher talk, is a non-certified staff member, an assistant of as sorts. At Highlands, there are primary teachers and intermediate teachers. In other words, those grades 2 and 3, and then grades 4 and 5. And then kindergarten and first grade are also a part of the whole school site at Highlands. Here at Countryside, our teams include first, second grade teachers, so those primary teachers, as well as an intermediate teacher for 3, 4, 5. And then our 5th grade classroom has a similar connection or an ongoing connection with the program. So each site is structured just a little bit, and we each think that ours is best because it fits well with our school site, but strengths all around in both buildings. Our teachers also do some teaming when it comes to reading and math instruction. Sometimes it's done in that homeroom setting, in that multi-age classroom, homeroom classroom, and sometimes it's done across the team, where one teacher might teach a particular subject or grade level in math or something along those lines. I think it just suffices to say that they work together, and very, very well.
It's very true. So as Karen just mentioned, paraprofessionals have always been a key component to the continuous progress program. And really, they are that connection where we're really able to have smaller learning groups, especially for our core subject areas. And they're really able to provide that really intentional, both instructional support that kids might need and also relational support that kids and teachers might need as well. We see them as really a part of the teaching team in the family and just a huge part of our program and our school.
One of the other pieces that we depend on is just that continuity. Families have come to depend on that too. Our students who participate in the continuous progress, or as the kids like to call it, CP program, is that the students stay with those classmates and that cohort group all the way through their elementary experience. And they stay with the same teaching team. They are connected by their families, their families at home, as well as the families within the CP or continuous progress program. One of the wonderful things about it is we like to bring in those younger siblings as they come to each one of the buildings. So not only do kids have a family at home, they have a family at school, and then they like to bring their family members from their home into our school environment. So it's awesome when our classroom teachers and our students get an opportunity to spend more than 1 year with that teaching team, and then also too, knowing that they have a relationship with the family. They are bringing in those younger siblings. They already know moms and dads and grandparents and guardians are those teachers, and it's a very calming sense that they get, knowing that these are going to be the teachers for my kids, for all of my kids, which is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. We've had some families who have 4 siblings have, be in the CP family for up to 12 and 15 years. So the relationships are really, really strong.
Very much so.
So benefits to multi-age classrooms, like we've both already touched upon, those long-term relationships are the anchor of the program, and really that is the true benefit. The idea of how leadership opportunities and role modeling is really just an integral part of our everyday. The older students, the students who maybe pick up on different things in the classroom, are able to lead and role model for their peers in a really regular and everyday. It's not something that has to be built or established. It just is the community. Again, very similar to a family dynamic with older children and younger children. And due to these really relationships, well as teachers being able to understand the strengths of each of their students for this longer periods of time, they're able to personalize learning and really help students figure out their sparks and what actually drives them in learning. So what are they focused on, and how will they be excited to learn? So there's a lot of benefits to multi-age classrooms, and we see them every day at both of our sites.
Mm-hmm. As far as the content areas, I spoke a little bit about reading and math and how sometimes it's done in their homeroom classroom, but also sometimes by splitting it up and having teachers teach a particular area. Science social studies is one of those things that happens along thematic units. Basically what it does is it allows teachers to make contact or make connections for students with the rest of the curriculum that is being taught, whether it be toward a district standard or a theme that goes along that nature-based or environmental-based programming that is done, especially in our CP or continuous progress classrooms. It's basically an integration in what is happening with that instruction, and how do we connect it in real ways, real world ways for students. Field trips, the district curriculum and standards are all connected in a variety of ways. One of the things that our continuous progress students and families and our teachers too look forward to every year is an overnight experience in an environmental learning experience that our students go on. Each building, Highlands goes to, I cannot remember, Principal Mahoney.
We go to Deep Portage.
There you go. And Countryside goes to one of the YMCA camps just over the border into Wisconsin. So they are wonderful experiences, and quite honestly, those are the things that kids remember for years. They will come back after from Edina High School and come back and say, I was in CP and we did this at camp. And it's just an amazing way to expand that idea of we're here together, we're in families when we're here at school, and we have some very unique experiences that typically elementary age students don't get an opportunity to be a part of. So it's a pretty special thing for our students in CP to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't agree more, Karen. Okay, so one question that comes up a lot during CP Information Night is, how does it work? Are you a part of is CP students a part of the whole school? Do they lunch together? How does it work? And so at both sites, we are one school and we house two programs. So we house our neighborhood program as well as the continuous progress program. And so there are times in the schedule where continuous progress will be with themselves during learning, during other periods of time. And then there are also times, whether it works during lunch or recess or during these different things, that all of the whole school will come together as one Highlands or one Countryside. So even in our continuous progress program, those students and families are Highlands elementary school families. So it is one school and we service two programs. Another way that we intentionally bridge the kids throughout the program, especially as they get a little bit older in 4th and 5th grade, is we do leadership teams that would support the whole site during different service learning projects or different things that are happening in the school. I know both sites do patrol, band, and orchestra, and we have a news show where kids collaborate to share current events that are happening at the school. So there's lots of ways that we try to intentionally build those peer relationships across the site. And then there's just a lot of we're Highlands, so we all do it this way.
Very true. One of the other things that is very similar at both buildings and similar to what would normally be present in a neighborhood elementary school is the involvement that we have with our parents. Both of our buildings have very strong family connections to our parent community. Our parent-teacher organizations are, oh my gosh, we depend on the support that we get from our parent community so much. We're committed to that long relationship that we have with not just our students, but their families, and our ability to acknowledge the fact that parents are those first teachers, and you're entrusting us with your kiddos when you send them to us. We just really want to make sure that you know that we take that responsibility seriously, and we welcome parents into our buildings. If it weren't for a COVID kind of experience that we're having right now, we have parents in our buildings constantly. Lots of volunteers, lots of projects that we do where we have parents helping us to make all those things happen. Parents are welcome each and every day. And when we get back to that more typical way that we roll in schools, we will once again welcome all of our families back. And again, we just so appreciate the support that they provide to us every day.
Yeah, could not agree more. We are so lucky with our community support here. It is really a gift. Okay, so Karen, we did it. We
Yay!
made it to the end. And so we just wanted to make sure you all hear that both myself and Karen, with members of both CP teams, so we'll have some teachers as well at the CP information night. We will review any questions, or if you want us to go deeper into any of the pillars or themes that we discussed today, we're happy to do that. And we really hope and encourage you to come to the CP information night. And this year is going to be a little unique with tours and not having tours at our sites. So please bring questions and anything that you can think of that will help everybody learn and understand what continuous progress means here in Edina Public Schools. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. One of the other things that we will be talking about the night of the 8th is the process by where parents will indicate their interest in being a part of continuous progress, or the other choice program here in the district. We do have a lottery system that has been designated many years ago by our school board, and we'll be going through what does that look like, and just so that you're able to better prepare, know that the entrance into those programs typically happens, or kids are identified and welcomed into the program as they start kindergarten. Even though our classroom experience in CP doesn't start until they're into those 1st through 5th grade years, starting them in kindergarten and having them be a part of either building as they start their school career is definitely something that we want to be able to explain the process to you. And one more thing I would like to mention, and that is our students who are a part of continuous progress come to us from across the district. It's not just in the neighborhood of Countryside or the neighborhood of Highlands. We have kids from across our Edina public school system that join us for continuous progress, and we're super excited to welcome any and all. So thanks again.
Great.
Good job, Principal Mahoney.
Yeah, good job, Karen. Principal Bergman, thank you. It's great collaborating with you as always. Bye, everyone.